Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Dino Thunder Black Ranger figure from Hasbro. Now with Tommy here, we have the complete Dino Thunder team. So the question is, does Tommy here pull the team together as well as he did in the show? Well, let's talk about that. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks awesome, and this is a lot of reuse, a lot of stuff we have seen before. However, the first thing I'm going to point out is just that this seems to be a slightly different buck in that the arms actually hang by the side. And I thought this, especially with the extended neck, was pretty much going to be the same thing we got with Dino Thunder Blue. But bring Dino Thunder Blue in, can't quite get the arms down as low. Oh, pardon me. And so yeah, they just made some slight adjustment and it really works. And now I kind of want them to redo blue and red. So we have this because the proportions here are perfect. And in that regard, this is one of my favorite Lightning Collection figures visually because they just nailed it. This is how the line should have looked. And hopefully they do more of this going forward. We do have the pins and stuff, but I mean, if that doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother me. Then that is just all the better because I mean, they've had a few different bucks floating around at this point for different members of teams, so the inconsistency is pretty high. But yeah, just it's a great form factor for these figures. This is the ideal, at least as far as I'm concerned. Beyond that, I mean, the black and gold, beautiful combination, and they just got the nice gold going throughout. It looks about as uniform as possible between paint and plastic, because I got the plastic up here on the shoulder pads, obviously. But yeah, just very nicely done. Other than that, again, a lot of reuse. And then getting to the helmet, very nicely done. Mine is thankfully very clean. I think my only other, not gripe, but thing is that I would kind of wish the purple and the red were a few shades different, like a slightly deeper purple, a slightly brighter red. But I understand how that's hard to get in this kind of context. So not the end of the world, but definitely just one thing I would have hoped for a little bit more. So yeah, that's aesthetics. For accessories, we do get our expected loadout for Lightning Collection, but obviously that's always a good thing. So starting with hands, we get a couple of grips right out of the box. Then we get a left fist and a right grasping hand. Then we get our effect piece, and we've seen this many times before. I think this pretty much always comes with the Yellow Ranger for the dagger pieces. So, definitely a cool piece. I might be off, actually. The plastic feels a little different. I think that's throwing me off. But yeah, so you got that. Then we have the Brachio staff, and this is beautifully done. I have seen that there are some inconsistencies here depending on which one you get. Like some people, the gold tip isn't painted. I lucked out and mine is. And like, just speaking of that, like some really great metallics going on here. Some very nice detail without going too far in depth, as they probably wouldn't. And yeah, so it looks very good. So I wish everyone luck out there in getting the one that actually has a painted tip. And then finally, we get the civilian head for Tommy. So this is interesting in that it's kind of a comic-y looking take on Jason David Frank. And yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that, honestly, because they've been doing so good with the civilian head sculpts, but this one kind of reads a little more cartoonish, and I don't know if that's on purpose. But I mean, it reads as Tommy, but just, not as good a likeness as we have been seeing recently. So, that's interesting. So yeah, that is accessories. Articulation here is beautiful, and as you can see, we can hold our freestanding kick. Other than that, pretty much what we expect from Lightning Collection, however, just done exceptionally well. I don't know if they made some new cuts in the sculpt or what, but it just works really, really well. So starting off, we have our ball hinge at the neck, which is my favorite for this line. Like it works so much better because you can actually look up very, very well. You can look down very nicely. You even get some tilt here with this head sculpt, so just beautiful all the way around. And speaking of which, you can rotate all the way around as well. We do have our butterfly joints, very, very generous. I'm trying to show how far they go there. So very, very nice in that regard. We get hinge and swivel at the shoulders, so we're coming up into a perfect T. We do have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, folding completely in half. We have hinge and swivel all horizontal here. We come to the diaphragm, we have our ball joint, and then we have our standard ab crunch. So together, we're coming beautifully forward, very nice arch back, and we get some tilt side to side as well. Our rotation is also coming from that diaphragm joint. This does not have the drop downs. However, this is the version of the legs that get pretty much full splits, so no complaints there at all. Can kick forward almost 90 degrees. We do have our thigh swivel. Double jointed knees bring us to about there thanks to that boot sculpt. Speaking of which, we do get boot swivel as well. Then we get perfect point, some decent forward, pardon the lack of focus here, there we go. And then that Hasbro rocker. So that's articulation. Getting the size comparisons, here he is with the rest of the Dino Thunder team, with some Lightning Collection villains, with some Hasbro and some Mattel, with some imports, with some monsters. Finally, with an articulated icons Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valorous Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Dino Thunder Black Ranger figure from Hasbro is that this absolutely ties the team together. And not only that, I think this is, for my money anyway, the absolute best male ranger we have gotten in the Lightning Collection so far. The articulation is on point. Again, I love that they kept the ball hinge for this. The proportions are right. I like that the arms kind of rest at the side as they should. And yeah, all the aesthetics look pretty much perfect. Like, you know, obviously not 100% accurate perfect, but I mean, just so good. It looks great on a shelf and it's so fun to pose. So I cannot recommend this enough. Absolutely, if you are a JDF fan, if you are a fan of Tommy as a character, if you're a fan of either Abba Ranger or Dino Thunder, like definitely pick this up. Seriously, one of the best in the Lightning Collection. So yeah, it's available from various online outlets. Probably it will definitely show up on pegs in like Targets and Walmarts at some point. But for right now, in terms of online places, I happen to be an affiliate of Entertainment Earth, so if you go there and this happens to be in stock, and it should be by the time this video goes up, if it is in stock and you use the code that shows up here, you will get 10% off, and as well as if your total order is over $59, you'll get free shipping. So definitely a good deal if that is the case and you are so inclined to do that. So definitely check that out. And with that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all that fun stuff. And yeah, beyond that, I just hope to see you back here again because I do multiple reviews a week of reviews of action figures, related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. So come on back, let's have some more fun, let's talk some more toys, and I hope you are well. I hope that all of your toy dreams come true, and most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.